Disturbing things caught by drones. In this 2015 drone footage, a man is flying his drone through a desolate land when he comes across a wild animal in the bush. He follows its path and soon finds himself hovering above a den of rattlesnakes. The man keeps observing their natural habitat when suddenly, one of the snakes feels intimidated enough to react, dislodging the camera attached to the drone. In the beginning, the man seems to be confused about what to do in order to get his camera back, but after a while, he wisely chooses to go in with a hockey stick and finally manages to pull the camera to safety. Disturbing Easter eggs in video games. In the 1994 classic Doom 2, you can find something downright disturbing in the last boss fight of the game. In fact, before shooting the monster and finishing the level, you can run straight below the boss's head to find a hidden passage, leading to a secret room. Inside this secret hole, you will find the disturbing reproduction of John Romero's head, the game designer. The head alone is totally harmless, but it will disturbingly roar in pain when damaged. Disturbing moments caught on live TV. Former President Bush was having a press conference in Baghdad, when suddenly, during a Jordanian television broadcast, two journalists were discussing, but then, Pope Francis was waving to the crowd when this happened. Disturbing things caught by drones. This 2014 drone footage shows the desolate area of the Chernobyl power station, where the disaster took place. As the drone turns around, an animal that could be either a deer or a moose can be seen crossing the road and hiding in the bushes. While at first the video could appear innocent, slowing down the video speed will reveal that the animal has no head, likely as a result of the radiation. In January 2013, 21 years old student Elisa Lam went missing while visiting Los Angeles. She was found almost a month later dead in a water tower at the Cecil Hotel, where she was staying. In her final moments alive, she was filmed getting on and off the elevator, talking to herself, and seemingly hiding from someone. No one knows what happened to her. Disturbing deleted scenes from kids' movies that were luckily cut. A deleted scene from the 2013 movie Frozen would have reportedly followed two Arendelle castle guards on their way to visit Elsa's residence on the North Mountain to find Princess Anna. However, they are discovered by Elsa, who starts performing a kind of tortuous interrogation of the two soldiers for information about her sister.
Evening, gentlemen. Why are you on my mountain?
Apparently, the scene would have even involved Elsa trapping the soldiers in ice until their death.
Yes, Your Majesty!
Never underestimate the power of snow and ice.
Disturbing rituals caught on camera. In August 2016, a video showing a supposedly occult ritual became popular over the internet. The video was recorded inside the grounds of CERN, a European physics research organization, and shows several people dressed in black cloaks surrounding a statue of the Hindu deity Shiva, apparently performing a mysterious evocation. Fortunately, the ritual video resulted in a hoax, with a CERN spokesperson stating that no one was actually harmed and that the mock ritual was performed without any official permission. Wrinkles the Clown is a curmudgeonly homeless man from Florida who dresses as a clown and hires himself out to parents to scare kids for a few $100s. He offers to come to their homes and frighten misbehaving children until they get the message. Disturbing things caught by Twitch streamers. This 2020 Twitch clip shows the Australian streamer Rob D while filming his broken phone in the middle of the road in Japan. Suddenly, he notices a woman acting weirdly while walking with a man on her side. It's soon clear that the girl is actually in trouble as she starts walking towards the streamer, apparently looking for a way to escape the man. The streamer approaches the girl and introduces himself to the stranger as a friend of hers to make him go away.
He's my friend.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Good to see you.
The creepy guy asks him where he is from and starts laughing disconcertingly, and seconds later he leaves. Disturbing fan encounters with YouTubers. In this 2018 video, the YouTuber Chili was recording some regularly scheduled spring break content, when the YouTuber and her team got to know a fan who showed up to give them a gift.
Okay, so his name is Lance, and look what he... and now look what he gave us.
At about the 4.5-minute mark, the fan makes a break with Chili's purse and runs out the door.
Wait, that's my purse!
Luckily, they're quick enough to catch him and get her purse back as one of them tackles the man to the ground on the lawn.
Why would you do that?
It's a prank! It's on April 4th. It's an April 9th prank.
Disturbing moments caught on live TV. In this 2015 live footage, a journalist is reporting live from a bug exhibit at the Museum of National History. He and his crew decide to make the story more interesting by putting a large exotic moth on his vest before the beginning of the broadcast. As the broadcast begins, the bug crawls up the reporter's neck and cozies up next to his ear, seemingly biting him. In reality, the reporter's ear had not been bitten by the moth, but rather used as a deposit for 2 eggs, that were luckily discovered before they hatched.
This video comes from a celebrity individual who was a part of a reality TV show hosted somewhere in Mexico. It shows a man exploring a cemetery around 1:30 a.m. searching for a ghost that is rumored to have been spotted there on numerous occasions. He gets his wish. Perhaps the creepiest part about the footage is the girl's scream while he's running away.
These are cases that will make you sick, part 3. This is the chilling case of Lisa Montgomery. Lisa Montgomery constantly lied about being pregnant and having miscarriages. And in 2004, she became friends with an actual pregnant woman whose name was Bobby Stinnett. Lisa then showed up to her house, where she proceeded to strangle her to death with a rope, and then cut open her belly and take her baby out. Bobby Stinnett laid there as she bled out and died, and Lisa fled the scene with her baby. Luckily, thanks to the forensics and the investigators working on this case, they found Lisa and she confessed to the murder and the abduction of the baby. She was put on death row and was recently executed by lethal injection on January 13th, 2021.
Disturbing moments caught at gas stations. This video seems to start like any other late-night convenience store. This woman may have been freaking out before, but she was uncomfortable being filmed by the man with his camera.
Question me. Never wait outside to get them ass.
She gets up in his face, asking if he's gotten enough.
Do you have enough? Do you have enough?
She tosses the phone out of his hand, claiming she could sue him. He's quick to pick it up, but she doesn't stop. She continues yelling at him from across the store, calling him names and saying they couldn't do anything to her.
You done this ass. They gonna lock you up for lying.
She clearly believes herself untouchable because she doesn't rush out, taking her time to continue insulting the man, who, to note, doesn't react to any of her baiting behavior before finally exiting. Scary Karen's ruining other people's day.
It seems this Karen loses her headphones as she decides to follow a woman in the airport and claims she's stolen them.
You stole my headphones.
She starts the video by screaming, quickly gaining security attention but deciding to take things into her own hands. The Karen in question starts trying to blockade the accused woman, stopping her from moving forward, saying she's stolen items.
She stole my headphones. If you don't stop her, I'm gonna call the police.
Still, the woman will not stop moving nor entertain the claims. Quickly realizing this is a losing battle, the woman pulls her phone out and starts recording the accused. She begins to get physical, hitting the woman, and is very surprised when the woman doesn't just let her do it. She hits her back and Karen quickly escapes in the other direction, seemingly embarrassed or just very surprised. Facing the consequences of her behavior? Doesn't sound like Karen. This piece of propaganda was made to defame the US.
This is how Americans live today, drinking coffee made from snow and living in tents and buying guns to kill each other.
North Koreans are brainwashed to believe that the United States is evil and out to destroy their country. They also want North Koreans to believe that living conditions in the United States is worse than in North Korea. This video shows Americans, homeless and sleeping in the streets in the middle of winter.
These people lie huddled together with their dead friends in blue body bags, drinking coffee cups full of local snow.
It shows them using outdated technology and that the streets are full of protests. They try to make sure that if their citizens think that living in North Korea is bad, living in the United States is worse.
Scary stalkers caught on camera. This Twitch streamer was peacefully walking around while live streaming, when suddenly...
This guy... Whoa, what are you doing? He just started following me!
This guy had just noticed someone peeping at him from his window, but when he went downstairs to check... These guys were hanging out in a park when something strange started to follow them.
Bitch. Get out of this bush.
Scary stalkers caught on camera. This home security footage was captured in the middle of the night and shows a man dressed in a Michael Myers costume walking right up to a house's front door. The man can be seen holding what looks like a hammer and wastes no time in trying to open the door. After realizing it's locked, the man simply walks off but only to return 3 more times to again try to open the door, even attempting to use his hammer to assist him in getting the door open. Luckily, after being unsuccessful, the house owners would never see this supposed home intruder again. Scary moments caught inside taxis. In this video, taken from a CCTV camera, people can be seen hailing taxicabs. One man hails a cab, But when the cab pulls up and the man starts to walk towards the car, a shadow appears behind him. The shadow follows the man as he gets in the cab, and disappears into the cab with him. People who failed at being criminals. In December 2001, Richard Reed boarded a flight from Paris to Miami, wearing a homemade shoe bomb. During the flight, Reed had big troubles getting the shoe bomb's fuse to light. When the fuse finally sparked, the bomb didn't detonate because Reed's foot was too sweaty. By then, flight attendants and passengers had noticed Reed's suspicious activity and tied him to his seat. He was later pled guilty to terrorism charges and was sentenced to life in prison. Random disturbing facts. Until very recently it was believed that babies couldn't feel pain, so often had operations done on them without any anesthesia. Being buried alive was pretty common in the 18th century. In the 1800s a lot of dentures were made using the teeth of dead soldiers. Horrifying things caught while camping. This man in blue walks on screen and crouches down behind the logs before taking off into the tree line. As he walks back, he takes a lot of breaks before using a stick to aid him in walking. It's unclear who this person is, how old they are, or what exactly happened. It seems, at one point, that he's an older man, as he struggles to walk, similar to how an older person might. However, that doesn't last for long. When he rolls down the hill, he manages to not only get up after wrapping himself up, but he does so without using his arms at all.
By the time you see it, the car chase has already lasted quite a long time, and if you look closely you'll find that the car is only running on 2 tires. Both on the right side are gone. It's just rims grinding on the asphalt. It's a stolen car which the police are trying to recover. Watch as the car goes through 2 fences before crashing into a patrol car before it continues on its way. The police stay close to the stolen car without rushing to cut him off, keeping just a few steps behind. The police stay on the car for a long time through increase in speed and decrease speed. Watch towards the end as a police car performs a pit maneuver, forcing the car to lose traction. It recovers and the thief is able to accelerate once more, driving now in the opposite direction. The officers perform a total of 5 pit maneuvers before they surround the car and force the drivers out. What a chase.
Is this the beginning of a new world conflict? During the last few weeks, Russia's military has been building up troops and equipment along the Ukraine border, causing NATO's concern of a possible invasion. Even though Moscow has denied planning an attack at the moment, the State Department ordered the families of all American personnel at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine to leave the country. At the moment, President Biden has ruled out military intervention to support Ukraine, and instead has employed intense diplomacy and rallied Western allies to support what he promises will be painful sanctions against Russia if it dares to invade Ukraine. But depending on how the situation plays out, he has admitted he could have some troubles keeping the situation under control. Scariest moments caught on GoPro camera. In this 2015 GoPro footage, a man is seating on a small wooden while sliding down a zipline, when something unexpected happens. A big knot in the cable can be seen in the middle of the line, making it impossible for the zipper's carabiner to pass over the lump. After several moments of struggle, the zipper decides that his best option is to detach himself from the system and plummet to the ground with his parachute. In 2006, an inmate named Anthony Ray Stockelman who was imprisoned at an Indiana prison was forcibly tattooed across his forehead with the words, "Katie's Revenge," by another inmate after they found out that he was serving time for molesting and murdering a 10-year-old girl named Katie. Random Disturbing Facts, Part 2. You can't die of old age, only from diseases brought on by age. After death, the enzymes from your digestive system begin to digest your body. You can get stuck on a plain toilet if you flush while sitting down and your body forms a perfect seal on the vacuum toilet. A human head remains conscious for a couple of seconds after being decapitated. Facts that will warp your perception of time. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time Pluto lost its planet status, it didn't even complete one orbit around the sun. When the Egyptians were building the pyramids, mammoths were still roaming the earth. The September 11th attacks are closer to the fall of the Berlin Wall than to the present day. Disturbing near-death moments caught on camera. This guy had just jumped into the water when suddenly 2 women had just walked past this building when this happened. This man was peacefully sitting on a wall facing the sea when out of the blue. In 1996, a man named Ricardo Lopez was so obsessed with the Icelandic singer Björk, that he detailed his plan to murder her and kill himself, in his video diary. His reasoning was that they would be together in heaven. He mailed Björk a book that was actually a sulfuric acid bomb. He then recorded his suicide, and a couple of days later the police discovered his corpse and his video diary. They quickly intercepted the package and saved Bjork from serious injury or death. Look closely at this CCTV footage. In this shop in downtown Oregon City, in a surveillance video captured in August, something eerie happened. Keep your eyes on the glass tip jar as it begins to move on a level surface. There is no slant, no reason for the jar to move on its own, but it is moving until it falls off the level surface. Shortly after this event, another event is recorded. Watch as the pens inside the pen cup begin to move as though they're being reorganized and placed in better order. Look closely now and you'll see the scissors move around a bit. Several years ago, the building which is now a shop was a pharmacy, and one of the employees thinks the pharmacist, who is said to be a stickler for order, rearranges things when they are not in order. Disturbing things caught at Disney parks. During Disney's Aladdin show, something unexpected happens.
Ali!
This man was simply trying to do his job delivering food as Karen decided she would not let him in. He tries to show her he's got the food to deliver and has a code to get in, but she continues to stand in his way and refuses to let him through.
You know you're not. Okay, so you're not gonna let me in to deliver this food. I have the number.
She eventually gets up in his camera, sticking her tongue out and making faces while insulting him. She tries several times to distract him and just turns to more insults when it doesn't work.
Can you not touch me?
No, can you not film me?
Okay.
When you get packages delivered to your house, there's nothing worse than a porch pirate coming and grabbing them. The woman thought she was being slick, grabbing boxes off of someone's front porch and running. However, the getaway driver speeds off too quickly and leaves the thief all alone. The homeowner goes running out after her, tackling the woman to the ground, who begins to scream and cry for help, despite being caught in the act.
Scary people found alone on the road. In this 2018 video, the person driving sees a mysterious figure start to come after their car. They start driving faster, and the figure starts sprinting after the car, inhumanly fast. Luckily the car is faster, and it seems like it gets away from the figure. However, in another clip, the figure is back, and he is closer. The car is driving fast, but the figure is able to catch up and get really close to the car. The figure looks like a man, except that his eyes are glowing.
As it wasn't his first rodeo, it makes sense that Reagan responded so smoothly to this next potential attempt at his life. As he's giving a speech, it sounds like a gun goes off in the distant crowd. Reagan says, "Missed me," without a beat, before resuming.
We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
Scary stalkers caught on camera. For months now, a man has been receiving unwanted attention from a strange guy who rides the same train as him every day. One day, the man drops the politeness and makes himself abundantly clear to the guy, telling him to stop. Eventually, a superintendent has to step in and take charge of the situation before it gets any worse, separating the two men in two different train carts. Hoping for some calm, the man tries to relax in the new wagon, but after a few seconds, his not-so-secret admirer can be seen staring him right in the face.
I'm crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage.
Scariest moments caught on GoPro camera. In this 2017 GoPro footage, this motorcyclist is low on gas, so he pulls into a nearby station, where he will record something inexplicable with his camera. While he tries to pay with his credit card, a mysterious human shadow shows up behind him, but when he reacts, none can be seen. If you pay close attention, you will notice that the shadow inexplicably disappears before it even makes it all the way across the pump. Scariest coincidences caught on video. In 2018, a body was found inside a creek by the local police in Pennsylvania. As this was happening, a journalist came across a man nearby, and when interviewed he said,
"It's sad to say that that's someone's either daughter, mother, whatever, both."
Hours later the cops realized it was the man's mother in the creek, and he was arrested due to evidence found in his shed, even though he said it was only a coincidence and that he had no idea it was his mom inside the creek.
In this video, a couple leaves their home to head out on their nightly walk. Suddenly, 3 armed robbers jump out of a car and ambush the couple. The robbers chase after the couple, hold them at gunpoint, and force them to give up their wallets and phones. The robbery lasted less than a minute, and as soon as the robbers had gotten everything valuable off the couple, they jumped back in the car and sped off.
They open up the doors and like immediately, you know, it's nefarious. They all had guns.
It was like an ambush.
Yeah, they start rushing towards us up the sidewalk. We try to make a break for it.
The couple said that the robbers appeared to only be teenagers. The husband stated that the incident traumatized his wife and him, and that he's now considering getting his concealed carry permit because they no longer feel safe on the streets of Chicago.
Facts that will warp your perception of time. Anna Frank and Martin Luther King were born on the same year. George Washington died in 1799, 25 years before the first dinosaur fossil was found. Washington never knew of the dinosaur's existence. When Nintendo was founded, Jack the Ripper was still on the loose. Worst ways characters have died in kids' movies. The Iron Giant.
Oh no. The missile. When it comes down, everyone will die. Shouldn't we get to a shelter?
It wouldn't matter.
Giant?
Scary home intruders caught on camera. In this 2016 footage, one Oregon family managed to sleep through an entire home invasion as a stranger wearing face paint rummaged through their home in the middle of the night. The woman came into their home and can be seen making food, trying on clothes, and generally, just roaming around without caring for her surroundings. Luckily, the family was not harmed, and nothing was taken, but it certainly made them feel a little less secure in their home than they might have felt before. 3 disgusting things found in McDonald's foods. In August 2014, a visitor to an Osaka outpost of McDonald's discovered a shard of human tooth in their order of fries. In 2006, 3 people sued a McDonald's franchise owner because of a dead rat that they found in a salad sold by the fast food chain. Back in 2000, a woman bought a couple of orders of McNuggets for her kids, and what she found was terrifying: a whole chicken head that had been battered and fried.
These 2 men walked into a 7-Eleven with plans, and those plans included holding a single cashier up at gunpoint. The man in the blue hoodie takes it on himself to climb over the counter, quickly crowding the cashier, who puts his hands up. The second man jumps over as well. However, much to everyone's surprise, a police officer comes in uniform, and quickly de-escalates the robbery. He pulls a gun on the robbers, and the 2 men get on the ground, not wanting things to go south. The 2 teens clearly thought this would be a quick in and out, and were surprised to see how quickly their robbery was met with swift action.
Scary objects caught moving on camera. This Sunday Mass was going along when the statue decided to steal the show. A seemingly normal teddy bear was caught on a security camera doing this. Nothing strange seems to happen in this temple, but suddenly. Scary moments caught on Twitch live streams. In this 2014 live Twitch footage, the streamer Sagedine experienced a terrible scene in her own house during her live stream. While streaming gameplay to a couple of hundred viewers, a burglar broke into her house and started to look for valuables.
The hell?
TP back home.
A few days after the unfortunate incident, the streamer explained to her skeptical viewers that the robbery was real and it was not scripted for the stream.
When you guys hear that loud bang, that's them coming in with it pointed.
Scary people found alone on the road. A man is driving down the road when he comes across a man standing in the middle of the road. He starts filming when the man refuses to move out of the way. The person driving can't make a U-turn to escape because the road is blocked by other cars. Their only choice is to back up. The man follows him all the way to a main road, and still stands in front of him at the light. The police show up and try to tell the man to stop following the car, but he doesn't even acknowledge the officers. Terrifying TV broadcast interruptions. During this Russian broadcast, something strange happened.
Again.
A normal Fox News interview, but then.
I wanted to die, that Jack Kevorkian would help. Would you?
I would help them if they deserve it.
Dear Fox News,
It has come to our attention that you have been alienating the American people.
HBO was broadcasting a movie when suddenly,